This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Welcome to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. This is your host, Tim Link, and I'm so glad you're joining us today. My special guest today is author Mark Winik, and Mark's got his latest novel, The Dog Healers. A fascinating story. It has a spiritual message. It has some humor in there. It has obviously our 2- and 4-legged critters in there, so it's got a lot to offer. So we're going to come back and talk to Mark a little bit about the book, The Dog Healers, and then also talk to him about his writing styles and how everything came about. So it's going to be a fascinating, interesting, and fun show, so everybody hang tight. We'll come back right after this commercial break. You're listening to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio.
The young lady from the rescue delivered happy, and I panicked. He was missing hair, stinky, scabby, and I thought, what did I get us into? The cause of his issue was poor nutrition. It was neglect. The other owners didn't care enough about him to give him the nutrition he needed. But I have a vet that I trust, and she recommended Dinovite, DINOVITE.com. I ordered the first 90-day supply, and within a couple weeks, his skin started clearing up. He didn't smell. He had more energy. He just had a glow and a bounce about him. We've been using Dinovite for the last year, and Happy the rescue dog is Happy the healthy dog. I tell all my friends who have rescues to give their dog the chance at a new start with Dinovite. It's going to pay off for you and your dog for years to come.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. And join us tonight is author Mark Winik. Talk to us about his latest novel, The Dog Healers. Mark, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I really have been looking forward to the show. You guys do a really Pet Life Radio, and you do just a wonderful job. So I'm honored to be on your show.
Well, there you go. We appreciate it very much. We do our best, that's for sure. So we're interested in finding out more about you and find out more about the latest book, the novel, The Dog Healers. Tell us a little bit about the concept of the book, The Dog Healers.
Well, The Dog Healers is it's an adventure story. And I take you on a spiritual journey of a fierce young healer named Isabella who can breathe life into ailing dogs, turn injured racehorses into champions. It has what's really special about this book is how we relate how dogs heal humans and how we can reciprocate and heal them back. But dogs just have a magical way of healing our spirits and our souls. And, you know, within the book, you find out about how Carlos and Isabella, the two main characters, can heal and reciprocate that same loving affection and healing energy. So,
yeah, and the book goes more, and when you're talking about healing, obviously we know the healing power of animals and their unconditional love that they have for us. But it goes a little bit deeper than that. Can you talk a little bit without spoiling the novel and the good bits? Tell us a little bit about what you mean by healing and how that comes about.
Well, dogs are, I should probably say that I've had dogs all my life and developed a special bond with them since I was 4 years old. My father periodically would come home with different dogs, so that served as an inspiration. But what really inspired me to write this book was on a trip to Buenos Aires, Argentina, where my wife and her whole family still live. My wife actually lives with me in Connecticut. And I was fascinated by Buenos Aires. There's hundreds of dog walkers and dog handlers every day that walk as many as 20 dogs at one time. And while I was down there, I was captivated because I noticed that the handlers were actually massaging the dogs, and they treated them very special and loving, and they believe that through this type of massage called Come Nigh, which I mentioned in the book, and people in the United States are calling it scrissaging the dog, or scrissage therapy, that through this type of massage that and energy that goes back and forth between humans and these animals, that we heal each other. So
Very fascinating. So how did you blend this into the book? Because the bits I'm reading into the book is basically there is that true spiritual healing parts of it, which are things that, like you had mentioned, that people practice today here in the States and elsewhere. But also it's a novel. So it's not necessarily a nonfiction piece or straightforward. You blend it in sort of characters, and I'm assuming most of those characters are real life characters.
Well, they're not all real-life characters, but what I did was create, it's partially nonfiction and partially a fiction story. I'd say a little bit more fiction than nonfiction. There are some characters that, and I would say that there's a lot of amazing both 2- and 4-legged characters within the book that I elaborate on, and they just bring out this special bond that we share with animals.
So you get to combine a little bit about the sort of real life things are happening, and get everyone aware of some spiritual activities, some healing activities by tying it all in a novel format. Right.
Well, I wanted to make it like a fascinating adventure story that takes people on a spiritual journey, and that was my goal in terms of writing the story. So I just felt that by creating a novel, I had more flexibility in terms of leeway in what I could create as far as characters, and also about experiences. Some are based on true experiences, and some are just made up in my brain.
There you go. So tell us a little bit about some of the four-legged characters in the book, because obviously the main character behind it, but there's some of these four-legged creatures that come into the book that we need to know about.
Well, I would say my favorite character in the book, it's based on a breed called the Dogo, which is a fierce breed. It's really bred, for the most part, in Argentina to be a guard dog, and unfortunately, like at times, that may even be an attack dog. But within the story, this dog was feared. I created this. It was a dream that came from Carlos and Isabella that wanted to create this haven for all dogs. And within the story, no one really was allowed to get near any of the Dogos because they were so dangerous. Isabella, the protagonist, always felt compelled to make a connection with Brutus, the Dogo. And she eventually won Brutus over. And in the end, Brutus becomes really the hero and a loving dog, just like I believe that all dogs have intuitively within them that sense of love and affection and care for humans. And that came through in the end. So
there you go. Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to come back and talk to Mark Winik a little bit more after this break. Talk to him about his latest novel, The Dog Healers. Also want to talk to Mark a little bit about his writing styles and how he goes about doing his craft. So everybody, just hang tight. We'll come back right after these commercial breaks. You're listening to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Hi, this is Tim Link, animal communicator and pet expert and host of Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. Have you ever wanted to know what your pet is really thinking? Do you want to find out if they truly understand what you're trying to tell them? Ever wish you could build a better understanding and closer relationship with your pet? Well, now you can. Learning to Communicate with Animals is a 4-part on-demand workshop. In the workshop, you'll learn the essential techniques that are necessary to communicate with animals, including what is animal communication, breathing correctly to achieve the perfect state to communicate with your animals at a deeper level, using guided meditation exercises and method to communicate with animals, and how to send and receive information from your animals. So if you're wanting to learn how to communicate and connect with your animals at a deeper level, visit PetLifeRadio.com/workshop and purchase and download Learning to Communicate with Animals. You'll be glad you did.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. Continue our conversation with author Mark Winik, his latest book, a novel, The Dog Healers. Now, Mark, we talked about the concept of the book and the book itself. Tell us a little bit about how the book came about as far as the writing of it. Was it a quick write? You already had the story in your mind and you got it out in a month or two? Or is this a long process that took years for you to create?
It wasn't a quick write. The way it came about, it just actually, I had no idea what I was going to write and put on paper or put on the computer. It just seemed to flow the story and evolve as I was writing the story. So for me, it was an adventure and a spiritual journey, and this is really what I wanted readers to appreciate and enjoy, that it's a great adventure story, and it is a spiritual journey that they also participate in. And hopefully, and I'm sure many of the people that have read it seem to believe that. So
there you go. So your writing process then, so how long did it take to, by the time you put the keyboard to motion till the book was actually formulated and ready for editing?
I would say that was about 9 months, and then the editing process actually took 2 years. So it took a while. This is my first novel, and I'm very proud of it. Actually, the book and I were given a literary award at the New York Pet Fashion Show and considered best pet novel of the year. So that was very exciting for me. There's other writers in my immediate family and my extended family with, over 6 bestsellers. So this was a real challenge for me, but in the end, I'm very excited about it. It's been super well received by readers, dog lovers, people in the pet industry, and also the media has received it with a very positive response. So it's been great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you should definitely be proud of that. Anytime you can put your thoughts and your ideas and your vision into motion and actually have it come out in a book is always a great thing. Yep. So as a writer yourself, putting together the book, or whether you're writing a story, whatever it may be, are you a diligent writer as far as you write something every single day and you get up at a certain time to do so? Or is it more of a last minute type of thing, or like me, wait till the last minute to get your novel in the hands of the of the editors?
Well, actually, when I started the process, it just flowed, and I was so excited about it. I would write just about every day. I would find some time during the course of the day or the evening, and my wife would get pretty upset with me. She'd say, because I have a separate office separate from the house, and she would call me up or text me, and she'd say, "What are you doing? It's like 11:30 at night, and you sound a little tipsy, like you've had some wine." So it's been a lot of fun for me, and I just love to write. So
there you go. I think it's true for most writers. It's, at least for me, I'll speak for myself a lot. It's the fact that getting started or restarted into something, once I take a break, it takes my mind to get a little bit of time to lubricate it and get things going. But then once you get in that motion, once you get into the actual writing and get back into it, it's hard to pull away from it. It's hard to find a good stop.
Right. Absolutely. It was hard for me to pull away from it. And I think for readers, it's a hard book to put down once they get started. So that's the exciting part, when you hear wonderful feedback from the readers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Mark, tell people where they can pick up a copy of The Dog Healers, as well as following you on your journey here and any events and appearances you're going to be making.
Well, The Dog Healers, for the most part, if you're looking at purchasing this anywhere in the country, can be found on Amazon. So that's really our best distribution format. And, it is in a number of stores in Connecticut, but we really haven't put a lot of effort into distribution yet. So to other bookstore outlets. And I think at some point we'll get to it. I've got other projects related to The Dog Healers, which would be nice to touch on and share with you and your listening audience. So that's where The Dog Healers can be purchased, is on Amazon.
Excellent, excellent. Is there a website, Facebook page, or some sort of social media that people should be aware of?
Well, we have a nice website page, also called The Dog Healers. We have a Facebook page called The Dog Healers, and it's interesting enough, we have, in a little bit over a year's time, we have over 30,000 followers. So I wanted to build a community for dog lovers and incorporate different aspects of the book. And also, I actually have a cartoon collection that I'm a creative conceptual artist, and I have a great illustrator out of Los Angeles that that does the actual illustration. So I'm a busy guy doing all these creative projects.
There you go.
But
there you go.
You know what they say, when you do what you love, it's not work. So for
That's
me,
right.
This is my passion project, and I just enjoy it and enjoy the feedback that I get from anybody that cares to send me feedback. So it's just great.
Absolutely. All right. Well, everybody go out and pick up a copy of the book. It's called The Dog Healers, a novel by Mark Winik. And obviously, we'll post all the Facebook and all the other sites on our page as well, so people are aware and know where you're going to be and what's going on. Check out your cartoons as well. So, Mark, thanks so much for being on the show. Congratulations on a great novel. And we'll look forward to talking to you again sometime down the road.
Thank you. I really enjoyed participating in this with you and Pet Radio, and it's just a great experience. So.
All righty. Well, it's our pleasure. Well, we're coming to the end of the show today. I want to thank everyone for listening to Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. I want to also thank our sponsors and producers for making this show possible. And if you have any questions, please email us at Pet Life Radio, and we'll be glad to answer your questions and entertain your comments and bring on the people you want to hear from most. So until next time, write a great story about the animals in your life, put it in a blog, an article, or in a book, and who knows, you may be the next guest on Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. Everybody have a great day.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.